Hi everyone. So welcome to my channel. So today we are going to talk about the complete guide. What is the IDE? So integrated development environment tools. So a comprehensive friendly documentation on the IDEs. So their features and benefits and modern tools and alternatives and getting started with the Java development. So here we can see the table of contents. So we are going to talk about on the introduction to the IDEs and key features of the IDEs and subtopics like code editing, building executables and debugging and topics like benefits of using an IDE, alternative tools to the IDEs and modern tools in the today's IDEs and also like popular IDEs like Java plus others and getting started with the Java plus IDEs. So let us talk about the first topic like introduction to the IDEs. What is mean by the IDEs and how we are going to use it. So going to the introduction to the IDEs. So an IDE is an integrated development environment. Is an application that combines the everything a programmer or a tester needs to develop the software, like a code editor, compiler, debugger, terminal, and more, all in the one place. In it's called as integrated development environment. So if you understand the tree diagram of the integrated development environment, so where it consists of the like editors in order to edit the codes and compilers and builders where to run the code and debugger to debug the code and terminal and the console to view the outputs of the code, and we can integrate with the version controls like Git and GitHub, other repositories. And if you consider the analogy, like think of idea as a smart toolbox or a modern kitchen for the developers or automation testers. So editor is act like a knife and compiler like a stove and debugger is like a smoke alarm and terminal is going to act like a recipe log and Git is like a shopping list history. So when we consider the key features of the IDEs, so the first one is code editing. So it's like a when we consider a feature like a syntax highlighting. So when we're writing the code, like we use we can see the different coloring codes, like where coloring code elements like keywords, strings, and tags for the readability, and it's also has the autocomplete like intelligence, like suggest the method names and variables while typing. And if you consider the tree diagram, so when everything it shows like a syntax highlighting of the code's syntaxes and auto completion of the code. And it's if you consider analogy like using the Google Docs with spell check and formatting. So moving ahead, like building executables, when we are going to compile like Java code, like convert .java to the .class using the Java script behind the screens, and run button, like when we click on the play button, so execute the code using the Java command in the background. So it like build system like compiling source and handling the errors and running the program. So if you get more idea, like by considering like a washing machine where you keep the clothes, like load the clothes like code and press the start button which will compile it and get clean output, like it is an execute final output in the terminal or a console. And moving ahead at debugging, so whenever an error occurs, how we are going to debug in the code. So features like breakpoints and step over and into and watch variables and the real-time error detection while coding. So in debugger tree diagram, so you need to set the breakpoints and step through the code and inspect the variables and watch logs, like a Google Maps for your code. So step-by-step guidance for the and rerouting if the error occurs. So moving next topic, like benefits of using the IDEs. So when we use the ID and different type of IDEs for our code writing, so it has efficiency like one click compile and run and real-time feedback and error reduction like autocomplete and warnings reduce the common bugs, and it has like a readability like color coded formatting improve the comprehension, and for learning purpose like it helps the beginners to explore the syntaxes, functions, and classes. So the IDE benefits are like coastal workflow, early bug detection, and clean layout and language discovery. So moving next topic, like alternative tools to the IDEs, like a manual workflow, you can build and run programs without an IDE using the standalone tools. Like without IDE, like editors, like we can use with VS Code, and Vim and Sublime, and compiler in the terminals or like command tools like runner Java and debugger JDB JDB, and Git command line interface like Git int, Git commit, we can use it. So mostly we can all perform on the command window, command prompt window. And like then you write on the sample example code like a public class hello world. So public static void main string arguments like system.out.println hello world. So which will compile and run using the terminal or a console. Like we are going to write on the commands like java c hello world.java and java hello world. So it will print the output. So analogy like assembling the furniture using the separate tools manually instead of the power tool set. From movie to the modern tools in the today's IDEs like present year 2025 and beyond. So we can see the more modern IDEs coming integrated with the smart AI tools. So we can see the modern IDE tools like AI assistants inbuilt into the IDEs. Like currently we can see the cursor, bin, serp, and so many IDE tools like we can have the GitHub Copilot, Code, Whisper, and Tab9, and the cloud integration tools like GitHub, GitLab, and AWS, MVCP plugins, and Docker and Kubernetes. And collaboration, we have a live state in the Visual Studio Code and JetBrains with Lipney. And the testing, we can use the like JUnit and the TextNG and port coverage. And for observability, we can use the logs and metrics and the real-time monitoring tools. So analogy like a smartphone for the developers, like it can do more than just a call. So just like we are going to perform different actions in our mobile phones, they can call and they can message and they can play the videos and they can play the audios, and it will perform multiple actions. So just like the IDE tools are going to be perform different actions with the help of the integrating of the AI technology. And the popular IDEs for the Java and other languages is in Java IDEs like mostly the people are going to prefer the IntelliJ IDEA and Eclipse, and we have the Apache NetBeans also. And for the prof language IDEs, we can go with the Full Studio Code via it has great extensions in it, and JetBrains, Fleet, and Supply Text. So it is a lightweight. And we have the online IDEs also like nowadays the online IDEs are getting more popular. And we have the Replit tool and the GitHub code spaces and Gitport. And if you consider the tree diagrams, IDE types like a Java specific and cross language and cloud and browser based. So finally, getting started with the Java and IDE. So here you can do the step by step setup like in order to run with the Java and IDE. So download and install the JDK into your local system and install an IDE like most I preferred like IntelliJ IDEA, and both people are mostly going to with the IntelliJ IDEA because it's excellent features. And Eclipse also is one of the great tool like really used for it. And the Visual Studio is also like better IDE too. So create a new Java project in the IDE and like go to the file menu and click on the new tab and create a Java project. So write your code in main.java and you can write down your class name and main method and output print outputs. And finally click on the run button, use the shortcut or shift F10. So debug using with the breakpoints and log console. Optional like you can integrate your program with the GitHub integration and add a unit test or JUnit with the help of like the JUnit frameworks and TextNG framework, and install Docker plugins for the container based development. And final tip you can try with the different like online debugger, online IDE tools on online compilers. So that's about briefly about the different types of IDEs and how they work and how we are going to use these different kinds of IDEs in the present world. So thank you.